Hey wonderful people, welcome to my channel together with Queen Esther. In today's video, I'll be giving you the details on how to achieve this beautiful princess that bustier. If this is what you actually want to learn, please stay tuned. Let's get started. So I'm marking out my starting line. Your starting line is where you measure, take your vertical measurement, and you can also call it shoulder line. And I'm marking out from my shoulder to my chest line, to my bust line, my under bust, and my waist, then with the allowance for folding or for joining, depending on what you are making. So I'm squaring all the lines: my chest line, bust line, under bust, my waist line. So next I'll go ahead and determine my neck width and my shoulder measurement. The neck width is 3 inches, while the shoulder measurement is 8 inches. Then I added extra half-inch allowance for joining. Then from the shoulder point, I marked down 1 inch. So from there, I'll get my shoulder slope. But now I'm marking out my armhole depth. So next, I'm just labeling all the lines that I've marked in order to avoid confusion. And I'm really sorry guys that the line, as in the label, is not obvious, but I promise next time I'll use white pattern paper, or better still get marker for more clarity. So I'm marking out my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5, but at the bust area, that's my bust point, I use 4 inches. For allowance, I use 4 inches. Then next thing is to mark our armhole curve. You see how I did it by using my tape to get the midpoint. Then I came in by ½ inch. So I'll create the curve. I've marked out my bust circumference at that my chest area, chest line area. Then from there I'll get the curve and I'll connect all the points. So the next step is to get our mid armhole, and how you get it is from that curved armhole that I've created already. Get the mid point and connect to your bust point. Then from that curve armhole, go down by 2 inches if the person is busting, but if the person is not busting, 1.5 is okay. Then connect also to the bust point. So next I went in by 2 inches from my dart leg, both on the waistline and also under bust. Then I create that curve you are seeing from under bust to my bust point. And as you can see very well, I've blended the curve in order to avoid pointy edges. Make sure you do so if the curve is pointy, so that you won't have pointy edge when you are done sewing. Now what I'm doing now is to replace the dart and also add my required seam allowance. I replace the dart and also add seam allowance. When you're done replacing your dart and adding your sewing allowance, go straight to the armhole and replace that 2 inches or any inches that you take from there. If it's 1.5, if it's 1 inch that you take from your armhole, you just replace it and create a new curve. So that's it guys. Next is for us to determine our neck depth. But before doing that, if it's V neckline that you want to achieve and you don't want your cleavage to show, just get the difference from your bust point to under bust and use it as guide. So I'm adding joining allowance at the shoulder area, and the next thing is to cut, guys. Like this, one of the simplest way you can draft your princess dart, and it will come out very perfect. Amazing souls, if you are getting any value from this video and if you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, comment, like, share the video. It will help others to get to know about it and learn from it as well. Thank you. So guys, next thing now is to label our patterns for easy indication. So let's draft the back pattern, guys. The wideness of my neck circumference is 3 inches while the depth is 1 inch, and that's what I'm marking out, and I'll create that neck curve. The next is to go down from my shoulder point by 1 inch and create the shoulder slope. So after that, you take your vertical measurement, and I'm marking out my bust point, my waistline. I will just square the line, the point, so that everything will be accurate. And so I'm getting my chest line. So the formula to get your chest line is divide your bust circumference by 6 and then add 1.5 inches. When you divide your bust circumference by 6, then add 1.5 inches to the answer that you got. I hope it's clear. I'm basically done getting my chest line, that's my arm depth, and I found the midpoint and mark out 0.25. Next is to divide my bust circumference by 4. Then the answer I'll get, I will input it on my chest line and create my armhole curve. I will just blend my armhole curve so that it will come out nice. And next I will divide my waist circumference and impute the measurement and also add 1 inch for that. I will divide my waist circumference, impute the measurement and add 1 inch for that. Next thing is to mark out our nipple to nipple measurements. After that, create your dart. And how I achieved that, I came in from that line at my waistline from 0.5 and I came out from 0.5, and also at my armhole curve at the midpoint, rule a line to meet your bust point as shown. Then from that line, mark 0.5 up and 0.5 down. Then connect the two lines. Make sure you blend the line when you are done connecting it so that it won't be pointy after sewing. I'm trying to blend the line to make sure that it's not pointing. After all of that, I'll just add my sewing allowances and connect the lines. Then from the armhole, I will replace that 1 inch. That 1 inch that I took from there, I will place it at the end line. That's the line that is close to the chest line. That's where I will replace the 1 inch that I took from there. At first, I wanted to include my zipper allowance when cutting, but on a second thought, I changed my mind because of the tutorial. So what I'll be doing now is to place another paper at the front of the back pattern and get my zipper allowance. The figure for my zipper allowance was 2 inches, but I contoured the waist point of the zipper by going in with 0.5, although I replaced it at the waist side. I replaced the 0.5 at the waist side, I'm adding the joining allowance at the shoulder area. After that, cut out your patterns. I'm cutting the lining first, placing the necessary allowance only at the center front. The side front, I will not add any allowance. I will just cut it exactly as same. Also, same with the back. The back at the center back, that's the center back, I will also add ½ inch allowance all through. But the side, I'll not add anything. I'll cut exactly as I'll go ahead and use the lining to cut the main fabric. I've traced the wadding and I'll just sew my fabric. So guys, I'm done sewing and this is the outcome. Look at how it's standing. Although I not even double the wadding, it just come out perfect and nice. Then I'll use the lining to turn the main fabric. Use the lining and turn the main fabric. When you are done sewing, top stitch only on the lining. We are basically done for the front. Next, I will align my back fabric and sew at 0.5. As you can see, some marks are being made on the fabric so that everything will come out perfect. Give it a notch, all the curve area, give it a notch so that you can lay very flat. And if there is any excess, you cut it out. At the waistline, that's the zipper side, I marked 1 inch and I'm connecting it to my waist side. So it's also to help to eliminate zip bulge. So that's it. So amazing souls, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and join the family. It's free. It won't take anything from you. Thank you. I've marked out my half length and I'm trimming out the excess. Like what I said earlier, if you have excess, trim it out. So next is to join my shoulder. That's basically all for the tutorial. When I'm done joining the shoulder, I will attach my skirt to my half length, then attach the zipper. That's all. I hope this video was helpful. See you on next one. Bye.